Okay, guys. I'm doing another question and answer sort of thing tonight about jujitsu. The first question I'm going to answer is cutting weight. One of the guys was asking about losing weight to get down to the next weight class and how to do it. I personally believe slow is best. I don't, it's like I'm not a great big believer in what the scale means, is what on how I'm going to judge myself and how I'm going to feel about how I look and things like that. I think the biggest thing to do is to really excuse me, sorry, is really try to look in the mirror, figure out, okay, I want to lose weight here, I want to lose weight there, and that's not the way it works. It's going to be a matter of weight is going to come off your body, wherever it comes off of. You can't spot reduce, you can't do things like that. So the best thing to do is figure out how many calories you need a day. There's lots of different apps, there's books, etc. like that. Me, for example, I'm 5'11", 215 pounds currently. I think if I was cutting weight like I would when I was fighting, I would usually go around 1,700, 1,800 calories a day. Some people tell me that's not enough. For me, that worked. I didn't have a problem, having enough energy, things like that. And what I would do is I would keep track of everything I ate, and I'd make sure that I hit that number. And I would try to get my protein. I didn't go as high as like a bodybuilder, but I try to do 1 gram or so grams of protein per pound of body weight, so around 200. That 180 to 200. I didn't get that religious about it or anything like that. So I would take in and then I keep track of my fats and my carbs. I've always believed in the fats. Now currently they're coming back around and people are saying, oh, fat's good for you. I don't know. I just always thought, it can't be that bad. And I would eat, and I'd be really, really religious about keeping track of my weight for about a week. And I'd write down everything I ate, and at the end of the week, then I would just continue to eat all those things until I made weight. And then, so it just made it really, really easy. It became a habit. I'd cut out, a lot of things. This is no way on what's going to work for everybody, but it's something that worked for me when I was cutting weight to make weight. What I do now is I try to eat healthy. That's it. I don't really count calories. I don't really do a lot of things. I'm probably lucky. Maybe not. I don't know. I just really don't, count calories. I just try to do my best on I keep track of where my weight's at. I weigh probably once a week. That's about it. But that's what I do. So my advice to anybody out there that wants to lose weight is pick whatever kind of diet you're going to do. I personally believe lifestyle choice is the best way to do it. It's like changing your lifestyle. I don't like diets. I don't like a lot of things like that. I think you make a lifestyle choice. If you want to get down to the next weight class to help your jiu-jitsu or help competing, I think that's a great idea most of the time. Probably talk to me about it before you do it, just to make sure that we're on the same page. And it's like, I'll sometimes encourage people to go down in weight, but sometimes I encourage people to go up in weight. Guys like Pete, I really think needs to move up in weight. I think it'd be a really, really good move for him. Somebody like Calvin, I think Calvin needs to get down in weight. I like where most of the other guys are at. But I hope that kind of answers your question. I'm going to go on with this. Stacy asked, best workouts off the mats to help improve our jiu-jitsu. Best workout to improve your jiu-jitsu. I think getting in overall shape is the big thing. I really like a workout like Fight Gone Bad, which is basically basically an old school, what was it? CrossFit type workout. It's basically a heart rate. That's one way. The other thing that I really like to do is heart rate training, because it's like when I do the heart rate training, I feel like I can go and go and go and go and go and not really get near as tired, you know. And so what that basically is, and I think I've talked about this before, is taking your age or your max, 220 minus your age. So it's like me, I'm going to be 43, so 220 minus 43, and then you take that times 70%, and then I'm doing 3 workouts a week at around that. One workout's 45 minutes, another one's an hour, and the other one's an hour and a half. And it's long, it's boring, it's not exciting, but you never get hurt. That's the thing is you're going at your heart rate, and it's like a lot of the times the biggest mistake that we make when we're working out is we go too hard, and we start off, I'm gonna I gotta go hard, I gotta be feeling this, and it's like when you're watching that watch and it's telling you, oh, my heart rate's in that 70% zone, and for me right now that's I think 124 beats a minute, it's like 70%, so I'm trying to keep it between basically 120 and 130. If I get over 130, I slow down. If I get below 120, I speed up, and I keep it there. And it's like, and I do that for that time. I did it last week quite a bit. I think I did 3 workouts, and that to me makes a really, really big difference, because then all of a sudden, after I do that for about a month, it really, really makes a big difference. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. Let me go back and kind of check and see. I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question, Stacy. I hope. Jason Fuentes, guard passer or guard puller, which style is best as you progress in the belt levels? It really, really depends. Everybody's different. There's going to be guys that I think natural tendencies. For you, Jason, I think you're going to be better on top. That doesn't mean that I think that you should avoid working your guard. You've been doing a good job the last year of you've been pulling guard a lot more, not relying on just your takedowns. But I do feel like, for you right now, when you compete, I think the best version of you is going out there and being on top. So it's like, it's really going to depend. When I talk to somebody like Calvin, I'm going to tell him that he needs to get to his guard first. I like Bobby when Bobby pulls guard first. I don't like him to be on top, because he tends to give up he'll get frustrated, and then he'll go for a triangle from the guy's, when he's trying to pass the guard, and gives up 2 points. And if he misses, then it's like he's in a lot of trouble. Bobby's really good. This is something that I talked to him about even just tonight. I really think that everybody's different. And you got to decide which one you are, and the best thing to do is talk to your coach. Jason, I think right now you need to play from on top, but when you're training, I think you should keep doing exactly what you've been doing for the last year, and let's keep working on your guard. Holly, joints after age 45. My knees get crazy tired lately. What vitamins or foods can help? I'm not a vitamin person. People are going to probably yell at me and stuff like that, but I just don't believe it. It's like when I was younger, I took lots of vitamins, and then I stopped, and I felt no different. As far as the things that I do think that work, I think ibuprofen works. I think glutamine is good. I do believe glutamine works. I believe creatine works. Creatine's not going to help your knees, but glutamine will, to a degree, glutamine, and then glucosamine chondroitin might. That might help your knees and stuff like that. But I really think that the biggest thing for you, Holly, is like, I think you need to look at your nutrition and making sure that you're getting lots of good vitamins from regular food. I think regular food is where it's at, and making sure that you're eating a nice, well-balanced food all the time. It can't be 70% of the time. It needs to be all the time. And what I'm saying is I think everybody should cheat. I think that you have to live. I think, if you want to have a glass of wine on the weekend, I think that's great. But I think, what I'm saying is your nutrition over the course of 7 days should be, much closer to 90 plus percent than 70. And then the next thing is just physical activity. Even on those long days when you're tired and you don't want to do something, I think you got to go out there and work out. and just, you know, get to a really, really healthy type active lifestyle. And you're doing a great job. You're doing that. I just think that we're gonna have to, in order for you to feel even better, I think the heart rate training, Holly, would do you more good than probably almost anybody in here, because it would force you to work out in a heart rate range where you're not getting hurt. You're not banging on your knees, because it's like that, you know, at 45, that's going to put you basically right around my heart rate range. It's going to lower it, you know, that 118 to 127, whatever. And you doing that, and that heart, I guarantee if you did that 3 times a week, I think in a month you would feel better. And it's like, you won't be running. You'll be, in the beginning, you're going to be walking to keep your heart rate in that area. You might have to do, in the first 15 minutes, you know, like a light jog, or ride a bicycle, or do some jump squats or something like that to get your heart rate up in that area. But that's it. That's all it'll take. And I really think that'll make a big difference for you as far as like longevity and things like that. The heart rate training for you would do amazing things, Holly. Next question, guys. What we got? Did I miss any? Part passer. Best workouts off the mat. What else we got, guys? We got any more questions? I know it's early. We got, you know, what else, guys? What else? What other questions on jiu-jitsu training that I can ask you, that I can answer for you guys? I'm not that pretty to look at, so what else am I thinking about jiu-jitsu wise? I don't know. Nobody has any questions? God, Eric's got one. Coach, I've only competed once. Coach, I've only competed once since I started training, and I haven't since. Do you feel competing is necessary to progress or not? Definitely not. Dale, Black Belt Dale Uberman, has never once competed in jiu-jitsu. He's been with me for 18 years. I mean, it was literally, I think, my second student that I ever had, and he's been training all that time. He's never competed. I don't expect he ever will. He expressed a tiny bit of interest last year, you know, kind of was curiously asking, but I don't think that he'll ever ever do it. And, you know, he's, you know, and Dale's doing great. He gets exactly what he wants out of jiu-jitsu. And he gets to get in here. He trains hard. He taps out the young guys. He's, you know, he's staying in shape. He doesn't do anything outside of jiu-jitsu at all. He doesn't lift. I don't know how well he eats. I don't know. The only thing he does is jiu-jitsu. When he takes off time from jiu-jitsu, he starts to get a little pudgy. But when he comes back, he loses it. And, you know, but the biggest thing with him is he trains, and he's been doing it for. And what he's getting out of jiu-jitsu is exactly, I think, is perfect for him. So I think everybody is. I think for him, he's getting exactly what he wants out of jiu-jitsu. And so it's competing or not competing is a very, very personal thing. And I don't think anybody should be pressured to compete, because it's just that. It's personal. It's like, you know, some days I feel, you know, it's like I used to love competing. You know, it's like that's why I trained, and I wanted to beat everybody and stuff like that. And that's changed. I've been competing since I was in 6th grade, and now I no longer, you know, I guess I competed once last year. I might compete again, but, you know, I'm not sure, you know, if I will or won't. So I hope that answers your question. I wouldn't worry about it. If you want to compete, man, I encourage you to. I think it's fun. It's a good stepping stone, but it's definitely not necessary to progress. Adis, should I always chase submissions, or could I flow roll with some partners, new guys? When you're rolling with new guys, I do think it is important. You know, I had a guy last night in class that was, he was frustrated. And I talked to the class about it last night. I talked to him. I pulled him off the side. He was gonna start rolling with somebody. And I asked him to come talk to me instead. And I talked to him a little bit about it. And he said he was just really, really frustrated. He felt like, you know, he was getting worse almost. And it's like he's been here for a month and a half. It's like 2 months. There's no way that he's getting